joining me for another Wednesday Wonderings of Trailways Travel. It's Wednesday, June 25th. It's hard to believe, I know I always say it, but the time just flies and it's going to be July before we know it. I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who came for our open house that we had last week. Had a wonderful turnout. It's good to see everybody. We had people register for a travel certificate, so I want to say a quick congratulations to our two winners. We did one just as a registration for coming in to the open house, and then we had another drawing that we let people register for if they reserved a new tour with a deposit that day. So for our general coming in, thank you and congratulations to Dana. She came all the way from Macomb, so be sure and come over again and pick up your travel certificate. And also to Judy Hairsteen from Burlington for reserving her tour with deposit that day. So excited for each of you. Hope to get to see you on one of those upcoming tours. Also, with that in mind, we had our tour catalog out and available that day. The rest of you that were not able to make it will be receiving one in the mail. So those should go out, I believe, maybe today. So you should be receiving those soon in your mailbox at home. So it's kind of a bittersweet day for me. This is my very last Wednesday Wandering before I hand the reins over to Miss Mallory over here. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time to reflect on a few things. The things that I hope that you will remember the most are the 5 things that I have tried time and time again over the years to instill in all of my travelers. First one is reserve early. It's so important to get your name in on those reservation lists. Couple examples. So before the open house, we had probably a dozen seats or more open for our Branson tour in December and for our Macon Cherry Blossom, which isn't until next year. But as of yesterday, there's only maybe 1 or 2 seats on each of those tours left. So, prime example. Another example just happened yesterday morning. Celebration Bell All Day Tour. That's the one that goes from Burlington to Hannibal. We had someone trying to reserve online and they weren't able to because there were not enough seats left. And we actually sold that tour out just moments that morning before that person called trying to find out why they couldn't reserve online. So let those be lessons. A good thing to remember though, which we also tried to instill in you, is the waiting list. Be sure and get your names on the wait list because things do happen and then there's suddenly space available and you can still go. On the Celebration All Day Tour, that one actually doesn't go until September. It's June. Basically July, but it's still technically June. So if we get enough people still wanting to go and we come up with 20 to 25 people, we'll add a second motor coach for that one. We can do that. So then everyone wins and they all get to go. So for the 5 who were trying to reserve and weren't able to get a spot, we can go ahead and immediately put their names down for our next motor coach to fill, which then would mean we only need 15 to 20 more people to make it operate, which is extremely doable between now and September. Okay, so on, reserve early. 2, purchase the travel protection. And I say that with a grain of salt because I realize some of these tours that are higher priced, it goes by the price of the tour. Once it reaches that 4,000 mark, which we don't have many over that, but we do have a few, then I will say myself, I would question purchasing it to a point, only because that price point is so high. If it's going to be 20% of your tour costs, maybe that's something you should consider if you can afford to self-insure. But all the rest of them, definitely purchase that travel protection. Over my last 20 years, I have seen so many times when people have wished they had purchased the protection. It may have only been as little as like $30 or as much as like $200, but in the long run, that $200 would have gotten them back $2,500 or $3,000. So do remember, travel protection is there, it is important to have. And I do want to stress, if you're traveling abroad out of the United States, always, always, always purchase the travel protection. Our insurances, like your own personal health insurance, Medicare, those things, do absolutely no good to you outside of the United States. So always purchase that protection. I've also seen many times some of the clinics or hospitals you go to won't even look at the person and their situation until they pony up sometimes $2,000 to $3,000, $5,000 before they'll actually even look at you. So that's where that travel protection is important. That's where it kicks in and helps you out. 3, compare apples to apples. And I know I've beat it like a dead horse, but please always look at your tour that you're looking at. If you're comparing tours between 2 tours, maybe to the same destination, or just 2 totally different tours, or 2 tours to different destinations using different travel companies, there's more to it than the price. And I guess too, it always comes back to that old adage sometimes that you get what you pay for. Do check how many meals are included in each one of those. What places are you going to? What kind of hotels are you staying at? Where are those hotels located? All of those things play big factors into your overall tour package. So take the time and truly compare apples to apples, because until you do that, you really aren't getting the whole picture of what might be your best value for your dollar. Don't be put in the position of saying, I wish I had. Life is an adventure. As we all know, life can be short, but also you just got to remember to take the time to do the things you can do when you do them. I personally am starting to take that on advice, I guess, myself. It's time. Don't wait until it's too late and then you have the I wish I had syndrome. And again, that's one thing in my past 20 years, even for my years at the bank, it was always very sad to me to have people come in and regret having not gone on a tour and then are in the position that they were no longer able to travel. So please don't let that be you. And number 5, when you're out on a tour, have fun. Don't sweat the small little things. If perhaps it's drizzling rain that day, it's drizzling rain. There's nothing we can do about it. But you can still have a great time and enjoy all the things that you've come to see and do. And I don't care how well planned a tour is, there is always some little glitch somewhere along the way. Hopefully you won't even be aware of the glitch because we're able to take care of little things. But sometimes it's out of our control where it's very obvious. Maybe we can no longer go to a particular event or something due to circumstances out of our control. But do know that we'll always do our best to replace it with something similar or even a greater value for you. But don't sweat the small stuff, I guess is what I want to say. You've paid a lot of money to go on a tour. Have fun and enjoy it. So those are my 5 things that I hope over the years you've come to know and realize and know that you're going to hear from me. And if you see me in the future, you'll still be hearing those same things. So anyway, I guess I just want to end with saying that, sorry, I know I've been deemed as a workaholic, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've thoroughly enjoyed, so sorry, thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed everything I've done here at Trailways and at the bank, and so to me it was never work. It was a joy. And one of the biggest joys, promised myself I wasn't going to do this. One of my biggest joys is having been able to meet all of you, travel with you, and give you great experiences and show you all the different places that the United States has to offer you, and even the world. So I do invite you to please come along with me because I'll still be around. I'll still be hosting some of these tours. And I hope to get to see you on one of those in the future. So until next time, till we meet again, Happy trails.